Welcome back, Wolfpack Verlis here. We have a battle from Oh No He. If there isn't a didn't on this team, you're fired. Like, that's simply how it is. One of the Pokemon has to be named didn't, or else this whole joke falls flat. And hopefully it's the opening on the Beedrill, and Beedrill might make for some cool things. Or you just name the bee B. Cool. So, Substrika versus the Mega Beedrill. Is this where we get to see that, ferocious drill run come in? We gonna see some shenanigans? Now, Substrika is a fast Pokemon, so it's kind of one of those things. There's that Volt Switch. And that's not enough to knock out the Beedrill right there. But it is going to cause some problems. And there's the Cofagrigus. So, Drill Run going to come across. But doesn't that mean that Mummy, it's going to take away that adaptability? And that means there's going to be some problems. But we can still have a really strong knockoff. Cofagrigus is a physical beast, though, and it takes it up really well. Takes out the Spell Tag, and Cofagrigus just goes for the Hex. A little bit of just chip damage. That's going to knock out Beedrill. And Mega Beedrill didn't get to do too much. Just got that switch predict, and it was over. But Aegislash comes in. Aegislash is like, well, fine. You want to be a Cofagrigus? I am okay with Shadow sneaking you to the face. Or Shadow Claw. It's faster. Damn. So, Cofagrigus goes down, and overall a 1-for-1 trade in the end. And that just means that Substrika going to come back out. Now we're going to see what this Pokemon was going to try to do in the first place. Aegislash going to get that King Shield. Might get an attack drop. Might just kind of scout out, see whatever happens. So versus the King Shield. Substrika with the Overheat. Alright, so it's going to go for that Overheat again. Probably not too many worries. Like, if that's... Whoa! Never mind. Critical hit. Going to take it away because I was like, that could work out pretty well, Procs that weakness policy. You get a solid hit in there. We're good to go. And now Superior comes in. Superior's like, alright, I'm just going to go for that 2-hit KO on the Leaf Storm. Just see what the setup happens. So, big boost right there. Big hit from Superior. Overheat, yet again. Substrika doesn't care. Oh, Superior goes down to another critical hit? See, I know that shouldn't have KO'd, because after that's super effective, it's just like a 140 neutral hit. And while it can't be strong, Superior still has a good amount of just defensive bulk. It should have survived, and it should have got that sweep and KO going, but oh well. There's the Fiery Dance coming in from the Mothra, the Volcarona. And everyone names theirs Mothra, which makes a ton of sense, but we have Volcarona. It got the Fiery Dance in, but now it's just kind of getting some other damage in. Special defense going to drop on that Bug Buzz. So, I mean, if it survives the Scald, which it does, and it gets that Bug Buzz, which it does, that should be a KO. Yeah, that's going to be a KO because of the defense drop. So, does regain some ground after two. That Substrika did so much work with the hacks. My goodness. Now, I'm not a fan of Shell Bell. Talked about it before. Leftovers is better. That unless you get like KOs back to back, you're going to be getting as much health from the Shell Bell, or from leftovers, as you do from a Shell Bell. So, yeah, that Fiery Dance does nothing to the Porygon 2. Porygon 2 just eats hits, because it doesn't care. And that's going throughout the Tri-Attack. Man, how's that going to work? And that's going to not be a KO. I was thinking, I don't think Porygon 2 has that much damage unless you're like a modest analytic. But normally you want to see Porygon 2 put a little more defensive investment to get the most out of the Eviolite. Throws out the hits, gets a little back with the Shell Bell, eats that psychic damage. Just playing it. I guess the Porygon 2 playing it safe, just anticipating some switches. But at least Porygon 2 is somewhat weak, and now we have Salamence. So, I mean, Porygon 2 is kind of whittled down. Salamence is going to come in and be able to make it work. With Fly, I don't think that was the best move that could have been used because of that recover. That you had a chance of trying to get as much damage on the Porygon, but now it just gets a free recover, and it might return an Ice Beam back to your face. So, Fly, decent-ish amount of damage. I think the Dragon Claw would have just been or about the same amount of damage. It would have been better to play around with. So the Fly Tech not coming through on that failed anticipation. So I mean, now we just kind of get to see, Tri-Attack from Porygon 2. It's got the recover, got the Thunder Wave, got that Psychic. it just wants to try to do what it can. And there's a Dragon Claw showing that it is already a lot of damage anyways. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tri-Attack going to come in. Going to mess up Salamon's pretty hard, but the Dragon Claw will be enough damage to follow through and finish off the Porygon with that crit that totally mattered right there, right guys? I think we can all agree the crit mattered. But Salamence, it can't do anything. It's got the paralysis, so it's going to go last. It's down to 8 hit points. And there's the pursuit, just in case it was switching out. So, damage done. But what do we have left? That Honchkrow also got a Moxie boost. So, it's up to Greninja to save the day. Now, Greninja actually looks like he's in decent position right now. That Ice Beam, that's going to give him a good amount of damage against the Honchkrow. Also has the outspeed potential. So, Honchkrow is going to go down right there. Honchkrow is kind of frail when you break it down. That I think it has a little bit of defensive bulk, but overall, it can't really do too much insanity. Some Striko was weakened from earlier, so we're just going to keep going with that high base damage on the Ice Beam, and we're going to turn that into another KO. And what else is left? Haxorus. Oh, Haxorus isn't going to be happy. Haxorus is going to eat an Ice Beam to the face right there. So, I mean, Ice Beam going to come in yet again. That's going to finish off Haxorus. And it looks like this is going to be a really quick turnaround from the Greninja. And that's just going to be the defeat right there. Now, people will say that, you know, Greninja it should be banned because of moves like that. But, I mean, you have to look at the rest of the battle. That Greninja didn't do anything important but exist with an Ice Beam. That any other fast Pokemon with Ice Beam could have done the same thing, like Starmie, just any kind of fast sweeper. So, it did its job as a sweeper. It didn't make any of those, like, high-level ban decision things. And if you play real Pokemon rules, it doesn't matter anyway. So, like, I think that's just a cool battle. I don't want to see Greninja, this is why it should be banned comments, because it didn't do anything. That shows why it should be banned. It picked off low-health Pokemon and hit the last opponent's Pokemon for super effective hits. Anything can do that. So, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Good, nice little battle. I wasn't paying attention. Was there not a Pokemon named Didn't in there? Because if there wasn't, I'm just upset too. So you guys enjoyed the video. One more Fan Fridays to finish off the week coming up next.